Hello and welcome to this first video on this YouTube channel. I am so happy to have you here. My name is Alicia and I am a 2D artist and illustrator based in Berlin, Germany, and I am working together with my team partner Leon on our first big boy game project named Golembert. Golembert is a 2D hand-illustrated gardening game with a focus on slow living and sustainability, but I will talk more about the game later. My timeline of this video today will be that I will introduce ourselves, afterwards I will talk about the game and the mechanics, then I will shortly talk about our art style, and I will end off the video by talking about the current state of our project. Leon and I met in university. We both studied game design and made our bachelor's degree in it. And due to our studies, we already had plenty amazing opportunities to work on smaller projects, mostly in the time frame of a few weeks and multiple months. So while we are fortunate to have a few game projects under our belt, Golembert is a way bigger project than anything we did ever before, and we're trying to learn and grow during the development process. There's a very big chance that we will look back at this video and cringe in a few months, but that's just a sign that Golembert is getting better over time, and that's a good thing. So why are we making Golembert? The idea to make Golembert came during the pandemic. We just gravitated a lot to our old childhood games and relaxing movies, you can insert all Ghibli movies here. I even began to garden myself a little bit. It was an escape of this dooming feeling that something horrible could happen at any given moment, just like the pandemic did. And we wanted to make a game with a healing atmosphere, as if the game is well-meaning and doesn't want to hurt or work against the player in any way. So what is Golembert about? In Golembert you play as a golem named Bert, short for Golembert. Bert wakes up on a mostly deserted island where only remnants of the past hint on what could have made this island so barren. Golembert can only do the one thing he was created for, which is to garden. You can now create your own garden with pots, raised beds, and many colorful crops. Take care of your plants and create water supplies and compost to ensure their supply in the long term. Trade your yields with lovely visitors and adventurers to get materials that you couldn't get otherwise. So after listening to our pitch version of the game, I will shortly explain what the actual game mechanics are. They are quite similar to other farming and gardening games that we've played. We just wanted to mix some things up. You can plant the crops, you can fertilize and water them, and at the end you can harvest them. You can process them into other things. For example, you can make flour and milk out of plants and use them to, for example, bake a cake. All these things are already in the game. You can talk and quest with NPCs, and the quests are tied to the overall story we wanted to tell. Those are the overall mechanics. We had a problem with typical farming games that are very agricultural and very much more is more. And we wanted to make a gardening game because we wanted to have this feeling of something you take a lot of care into that also needs your attention. You have to watch out how much water this plant has and how much soil this plant needs, and also if the other plants around them are plants that they themselves like the plant neighborhoods are important. And all these things we wanted to combine with game mechanics that many players already know. So it's a little bit more intentional while still being very understandable and not extremely complicated or something, because this would take all the fun out of a game and we don't want to do that. It should be an enjoyable experience. The art style was, of course, partly just predetermined by what kind of art style I myself already have in my art. It's just the easiest way for me to work. I already understand what kind of process I have to make so I can have a good asset or sprite at the end of the day. So this was part of the idea, but the other part was a very deliberate kind of style searching. There were ideas that we could make low poly 3D or there was an idea that we could make pixel art. So we kind of thought about a different kind of art before we settled for the illustrated look that I am most comfortable with. We just kind of felt like the world we wanted to build and the kind of atmosphere we wanted to have was just so perfect for an illustrated game. And we wanted to have environments that feel lush, that feel as if they could be straight out of an animation film or children's book. It's currently still not looking like we wanted to look at the end, but it's getting better over time, and I think the essence is already there. Now I want to talk a little bit about our current state in this project. We have a playable prototype that we already tested a few times. It's possible to play the first in-game seasons, which is roughly 1 hour of gameplay in total. But some things are still missing to make this first part of the game complete, like environment animations, certain character animations, and other little things that make our game a lot livelier. But what's already included in this playable prototype that we have are multiple characters with a dialogue system, with multiple quests. We have many crops and different seasons. So you start out in spring, and we already have spring and summer. Leon and I are planning to document our development process on this YouTube channel and other social media. And I really hope that you stick by and, I don't know, find it interesting what we have to say. If you like the video, you can maybe subscribe and see when we post the next time. And all our social media links will be linked below if you're interested in our development process. I want to thank you for watching this first video. Goodbye.